Ubisoft are in huge trouble. They're in huge financial trouble. I mean, it's sad. It really is. I don't want Ubisoft to go bust. Let's make that clear from the get-go. I do not want to see Ubisoft go bust because Ubisoft make open world games. I love open world games. Unfortunately, Ubisoft's open world games are shit. They never used to be, but now they're shit. I didn't mean to laugh there, but they are shit. And they deserve to go down because of how shit they have been for a long, long time. But I'm very much the optimist, you know. I kind of believe that I see good in you, Ubisoft, that you could turn this around. I believe Ubisoft could turn this around, and I'm going to help them in this video. I'm going to give Ubisoft some absolute advice from a gamer with 40 years. I mean, look, when you get a consultant into your company, you want somebody with experience. I have 40 years experience of games. So, you know, I'm going to give them free of charge a way to turn the company around. If they don't want to listen, well, your problem. But here's some facts about Ubisoft right now, today, on the 11th of September 2024. Their share price sits at almost a 10-year low. It's fallen almost 50% in the last year. They owe 1.4 billion. And by the way, that debt is due in 2027. And we're at the back end now at 2024. They've got just over 2 years to pay that back. And guess what? They only have 9 billion in the bank. I say only, but hey, that's not enough to pay off the debt. They're going to have to refinance that, which means a bad deal. Whenever you refinance shit, it's a bad fucking deal. They're going to get a bad deal on that, and they know it. And do you know the worst thing? That's not the worst of it. That's the good thing. All what I've said so far is that's not too bad stuff. You want to know the worst thing about it? If you're a shareholder, you know, you might want to fucking sit down when I tell you this. The worst thing about what Ubisoft have common is every game, pretty much, apart from their remaster of Splinter Cell, everything that they have planned for the next 2 years looks like a fucking festering pile of ocelot shit. It really, I can't see anything that Ubisoft are about to release over the next 2 years that's going to save them. It's all fucking wank. Like Star Wars Outlaws was wank. Because the problem at Ubisoft is, like the problem with Electronic Arts and Bethesda and all these other fucking AAA companies is, they are being badly advised and they stuff politics into their games. They're more concerned about giving Klaus Schwab a fucking hard-on than they are about giving gamers what they really want. And that's the problem right here in fucking AAA gaming. We've got Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out in a few weeks' time. I've just run a poll on my channel, and my channel is all about gamers. It's a gaming, hardcore gaming channel, my channel. And here we are. It's only been up an hour, the poll. 2,500 people have voted. And guess what? Hope you're listening, Ubisoft. 97%. I'll tell you what the question was. I should. It says, will you be buying Assassin's Creed Shadows on release? 97% said no. I hope you're listening, shareholders. 97% of a gaming channel ain't gonna touch your bullshit with a barge pole on release. That's a fucking oof. That's what, if you want to know what oof means, that's a fucking oof right there. If you make a game about feudal Japan, where you play as a samurai in this big open world, my goodness, that sounds great. We've already had Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, I loved that. That was great. You played as this Japanese samurai, Ghost of Tsushima. It was great. One of the best games of this year, the remaster on the PC. Fantastic game. But you haven't done that, have you? No, you haven't. Because you've listened to these fucking pricks. You've listened to these fuckers who don't know what they're fucking talking about in games. You've listened to them and you've implemented the bullshit. The political bullshit. You've got to get rid of politics. You've got to get rid of all that. But no, you didn't, did you? No, you didn't. You listened to them and you've put in all this bullshit. And you think that's good. It's not. That's bad. Because if I want to play as a samurai in feudal Japan, do you know what person I want to play as? I want to play as a Japanese. That's what I want. I want to play as it's so. How can you not understand? That's fucking basics. It's basically, and not only me, most gamers want to play as a Japanese samurai. We don't want to play as a white man, a black man, a pink man, a purple man with yellow fucking stars. We don't want to play as any. We want to play as a fucking Japanese man. It's look, if you were doing a fucking game about the Battle of Vishiliwalianda that was in 1879, where the fucking Zulu army attacked the fucking British, and I was playing as a Zulu, I don't want to play as a Japanese. I want to play as a fucking Zulu. It's that simple. It's called immersion. What the fuck? Now, we need AAA games. AAA games are beautiful. Look at Space Marine 2 just released. It looks fantastic, and it's a great game as well. We have exceptions to the rule, but the vast majority of these big companies, they're not exceptions. They're all in the same fucking boat, listening to the same shit, being reviewed by the same fucking arseholes who don't deserve to be reviewers. People who are more concerned with politics than how good the game is. That's what's wrong with the gaming industry right now. And I've been calling this bullshit out for years, but now we're at the point where we're going to see some big companies fold. They're going to go down. They can't sustain this level. Ubisoft literally can't sustain this. If this keeps going the way it's going, Ubisoft will not be here in a few years' time. It's impossible. It is literally impossible to continue on this path. You'll go down. And it's not just Ubisoft. Look at Sony with their Concord bullshittery. Do you know what? They've been on that with Sony 8 years with that. 200 million. If they'd come to me, I'd have fucking told them for 10 quid that game was going to fail. I'd the 200 million. If they'd come to Mac and says, hey Mac, here's our proposal for this game. We'll give you a tenner if you tell us what you think. I could have predicted this shit for 10 quid.
Would you like to join us for game night?
How do we fix it? How do we fix AAA gaming? Well, here we go. This is for free. Sort out your fucking protagonists. F your politics. Get rid of it. Stop listening to consultants who aren't even gamers. You know, forget it. Stop trying to please Klaus Schwab. You know, let's look at your customers and what they want. We want good protagonists. What's a protagonist? What's a good protagonist? A good protagonist is somebody we can believe in when we're playing the game. So, for example, if you have a protagonist that's carrying this big f***off minigun, make him a big, muscly man. Doesn't matter what colour he is. Just make him a big, muscly man. Somebody that actually could do this shit. Because that matters in a game. It really, really does. If you're making a Star Wars game, have a look at what is Star Wars. Star Wars is a battle between the forces of good and evil. The Force. Okay. So the Force, right. What are the forces? Well, we have the Sith and the Jedi. What do they fight with? Oh, lightsabers. Let's make a Star Wars game with no Force powers and no lights. No! Make a Star Wars game with Force powers and fucking lightsabers. What the fuck? That's like me saying, do you know what? I'm going to make a fucking cookery show. But there's no cooking in the No, what's about fucking nailing two planks of wood together in DIY? Okay, let's carry on where we were with game. So a good protagonist and a good kind of base story for the game. So if you're doing a Star Wars game, forces, lightsabers, yeah. If you're doing an open world game, here's an open world game. Ubisoft are the kings of open world games. Of course they are. Ubisoft, listen, you know when you make a Ubisoft open world game, people don't need to be mugged every 50 yards down the road. No, that's lack of immersion. When you're driving down a Ubisoft road in a Ubisoft open world game, we don't want to see bandits every 50 fucking yards. No, mugging somebody, we don't. And do you know what? If there's a civilian coming and we want to shoot him, let us shoot them. Let's not say, oh, you killed a civilian. If you kill 3 more, you will be off. No, let us kill as many civilians as we want, because it's only a game. They're not real. They're fucking pixels. If we have to infiltrate a base, Ubisoft, let's not have a bunch of tulips we can sit in with our heads sticking up and guards walk past going, nobody here, it's all... No, if they could see you in real life, they would see you in the game. Make it fucking real. If we're hiding round a corner, Ubisoft, in a game with our gun, and we are infiltrating a base, let's not press a key where we can see through the fucking wall. Can you see through a wall? You know, I can't see through a wall. I'm looking at the walls now. I'm sorry, I can't see fuck all. So stop it in your games. Stop the bullshit. When I fire a gun, I want it to sound fucking meaty. I want it to sound great. matters in a game. When I shoot an enemy, I don't want him to stand there like fucking sponge going, how many more bullets you got? I've already absorbed 30. No, I want the to drop quick. Make more of them if you need to, but stop making bullet sponges. Do I want to see a collectible cat? Have you collected the bronze cat, Mac? No, there's a bronze cat. I'll pick that up. That's one of 238,000 cats that you have to... No, we don't want to collect a fucking cat. If you went to the fucking SAS in Hereford and said, hey, you know when you were doing that rescue mission, did you collect any fucking bronze cats? They'd probably punch you in the fucking face. We don't want collectible fucking cats. Fuck off. Mac, you're getting angry. Yes, because it's Ubisoft. They make me angry because this games is full of shit. Mac, you're trying to help them. Right, I'll try and help them a bit more. Just stop with the bullshit. Stop with the listening to the fucking non-gamers. Just listen to your customers. We want immersive games with good protagonists, good gunplay, good stealth, no X-ray vision, good open worlds, no invisible barriers. We don't want to be fucking limited to how many civilians we can kill. If we want to play as a bastard, let us play as a bastard. It's got fuck all to do with you. No, it's pointless. They're not going to listen. They're not going to listen. Fuck it. Go bust. I don't care. And why the fuck did you get rid of the co-op service Vegas 2? It was a great game. Fuck off.